y'all applause. Let me get the show started. Let me get the party started. Let me get the party started. Hold on. Here we go. Let's get the audience participation. Here we go. Happy Wednesday, everybody. What a day. Oh yeah, we're back. My husband really tried to comfort me, y'all. He was saying that I don't sing no more on my podcast, that I don't tell jokes, and I don't do it because I don't want to. I have to be in the mood for that. And that's what that man don't get. I told him if he keep talking trash, I'm going to block him from listening to my podcast. You see what it says on this page. It says, every tongue that shall rise against me in judgment is condemned. That's to my husband. But no, the man lives with me and he still want me to be on all the time. Other than listen to his podcast critiques, only thing I did today is I went to the gym and I ate a spicy chicken sandwich, and I'm starting to feel it now. Like, my stomach is burning a little bit. Other than that, I did my Stairmaster. Did my usual at the gym. Stairmaster's getting mildly easier, so I think I might have to go up a level, which is kind of sad, but my husband said I'm getting stronger. I guess that's what that means. But other than that, y'all, I didn't do anything other than that. So, yeah, I don't have any jokes or songs for those that are wanting it. That's not how I roll. I do it when I feel it. But I do have plenty of story time, so let's get into it.
What's happening in 2024, would you believe me? Let me tell you how crazy this is. In Aurora, Colorado, there's a Venezuelan gang that has taken over 2 apartment buildings. I kid you not, the landowner has contacted the local authorities. They said there's nothing they can do about it. That's smart laws, bro. I kid you not, look this up. Number 2, he went to the FBI. They said there's nothing they can do. And he even went to the marshals, y'all. And this Venezuelan gang has taken over the apartment building. They're charging the tenants inside rent money like they're the landlords. Meanwhile, the real landlord can't get these people evicted. All the people that's leaving the apartment buildings, as soon as they leave, these Venezuelan gang members are just moving in more gang members to a point where they are taking over the building with guns. There's no more security there. Like, look this up right now. And this is exactly what I was talking about like 2 weeks ago. Not even 2 weeks ago. On a couple of my videos. This is what they want. Attack within. Y'all better stay safe. Y'all better stay safe. This is what they want. For the country to be attacked from within. Black people versus the brown people. Let them fight it out. You see what I'm saying? Y'all better stay safe. It's getting crazy out here. Because it's going to get to a point where it's going to start affecting you. You may not live in Aurora, Colorado, but the fact that it's happening, man, this is crazy. Y'all better stay safe. Man, I've been seeing videos about the same Venezuelan people be in the stores looking to kidnap people and child trafficking. It's going to shambles. And y'all telling me Trump ain't needed? Yup.
I don't know. Let's see what the comments are saying. Somebody said, thanks, Biden Harris. Somebody said, not only that, but Venezuelan gangs are teamed up with MS-13. Somebody said, this is the second Colorado video I've seen. Somebody said, agenda tear y'all. Somebody said, I live in Aurora, Colorado, and it's crazy out here. Somebody said, it's happening in Dallas, Texas, too. Also just saw a tenant who's scared. Yeah, I don't know. You saying ain't no security. Security guards don't get paid enough for that, baby. They're like, you can have this place. I'm out. Yeah, we just gotta pray, y'all.
You are watching what cops say is a terrible crime committed by a brilliant chemist. First, he's seen filling the syringe with some sort of substance. Then he places the syringe under an apartment door. What was your reaction when you saw your neighbor injecting this substance into your home? Umar Abdullah and his wife had just had a baby. Almost immediately, they say, their downstairs neighbor, then a PhD student in chemistry, began complaining about noise. That's him skulking outside the apartment in Tampa.
After my daughter was born, right after we came back from hospital, he started complaining.
Then the family began smelling chemicals pervading the apartment. Everyone, including the baby, started getting sick.
She used to cough, and subsequently she used to vomit.
Air conditioning ducts were cleaned, plumbers checked all the pipes leading to the apartment, and the landlord even replaced the water heater. But the noxious fumes became overwhelming, and that's when the new dad decided to install a hidden camera. At first, the surveillance video caught just a glimpse of the suspect. The next day, when the camera was repositioned, this happened, and the terrifying truth came out. Initial toxicology reports from police say the substance being pumped into their apartment consists of two strong opioids, methadone and hydrocodone. The suspect is identified as Xiuming Li.
Somebody said they would have handled Mr. Lee. Cause and people were saying, like, what has he done to other people if he's crazy enough to do that?
Put a finger down if you was dating a guy for 9 months straight. In the 9 months, you guys were sleeping with each other every day, with each other almost all the time, going out on dates, telling each other you love each other every day, on the phone all the time. And within the 9 months, you guys decided to move to Texas together. And within the 3 months of you living in Texas, your birthday's just 2 weeks apart from each other. So if he comes to Texas to spend your birthday with you and you go to New York to spend his birthday with him, 2 weeks after the birthdays is being celebrated, he then contacts you and goes missing for 5 hours. So you're now worried and you contact the friends to see where he is. And the friends tell you that he is locked up. So now you're texting him like, oh my gosh, baby, you're locked up, concerned. To then call me 30 minutes after I spoke to the friends and confirmed that he has been locked up and now they had released him. And now within the releasing time, he told me that he was waiting for an Uber to go back home. He was going to call me when he gets home. He gets home, he never calls me. Now 10 a.m. the next day, I wake up to a screenshot of him tonguing down a girl in the bed. For you then to end up spazzing on him and him telling you that he's going to call you in a second, give him a second, relax. To then have the girl DM you on Finsta stating that she has been with him for 2 years. And they're in Jamaica on a trip. Not locked up.
Clearly he wasn't locked up, and clearly his friends lied for him. You're young and cute. You'll find someone better.
Fuck McDonald's. I'm finna crash into it on my mama.
Dramatic crash at a McDonald's in Springfield. Miraculously, the driver was able to get out of the car without help and is recovering from their injuries.
Fuck McDonald's.
I really didn't think he did it, but I don't know. But that's crazy.
On Thursday, August 15th, during lunch, I heard our behavioral teacher call on the radio to administrators for assistance. When I arrived, the teacher and students were outside the classroom. One student was holding his head, having been assaulted by the student remaining in the classroom. I entered where the student was still irate and found the room ransacked with overturned furniture. I knew I had to be as calm as possible, and I spoke lowly and slowly so as not to enrage him any further. He picked up a chair and acted as if he would throw it. He finally did throw it at me, but I caught it midair. He picked up another chair to throw at me when another assistant principal entered the room. I used the first chair to block the second. He picked up a third and threw it at the other assistant principal. And I used that initial chair to block the one that he threw at her. After blocking the chair thrown at the other assistant principal, he threw a wooden hanger at me, but I couldn't stop it fast enough. The hanger hit me in my right eye and knocked it out of the socket. I grabbed my face while blood was pouring out of my head and stumbled out of the classroom door. The nurse and 911 were called. I asked for my cell phone to call my husband to come get me, not realizing the extent of the damage. When paramedics arrived, they determined I would need to be airlifted to Parkland Medical Center in Dallas. I underwent surgery as soon as possible. The doctors were able to reinsert my eye. However, they determined I had been blinded and currently believe that my damage is permanent.
Child, be offense. Jesus, be offense around these teachers. Because these kids, it ain't enough money in the world and it ain't enough love in the world for these kids. I'm sorry. Jesus has to do this. We need you today, Lord, in these schools, because these kids, it's not giving. And the school year just started. Okay, so this isn't going to play, but pretty much 2 were unalived and 1 injured after Delta Boeing 757 tower explodes at an Atlanta airport. That is crazy. And I know they have to be in heat, but man, those jobs, the planes, all the above, it's just, pray for the workers, y'all. Pray for everybody.
I guarantee y'all cannot predict where this is about to go. Sadie Alicia writes, if you're looking for a black therapist, do not go to Nastasia Jackson. Kiana Coleman comments, OMG, I was referred to her. Sadie Alicia responds, don't go to her. She's very unprofessional and should be seeing someone herself. I Am Mallory comments, what did she do? And this is where it gets juicy. Sadie Alicia responds, been seeing her since February. Everything's so good, so I thought. Randomly sent an email in May saying she was stopping services for no reason or anything. Randomly wrote me and asked, did I want a session? I agreed. Then proceeded to write me late in the evening, asked me how did I get in connection with her. Was it from 2 people? Which she listed the first and last name. I never met these people a day in my life. Come to find out, it's her nigga and his girlfriend. So she basically accused me of coming to her because of them. And we've been going back and forth since. I legit was referred to her by my medical provider. I sent her my after visit summary with proof. After all the arguing, now the bitch feels stupid. I confided in her. The hoe know all my business. She was my therapist, and to come at me crazy is wild. And y'all know she posted the receipts. The email reads, I want you to be real honest with me. Why did you start counseling services with me? Besides what we've discussed, does this have anything to do with Sean Evans Maxey or Erica Tidwell? The patient responds, I was referred by my NP Rolanda Palmer at Sunny Slope Health. I was ready to break and she gave me your information along with 2 other black providers and a virtual clinic. You were the first to respond. So she didn't post the other emails, but I can see it says, here's the thing, Dr. Palmer didn't have my updated. So basically, accuse her of further lying. And after Nastasia sees everything's been posted on Facebook, she emails her again and says, thank you for sharing these emails on Facebook, so it definitely clears up who you are associated with. And that is why I said I no longer wanted to work with you. You definitely need a higher level of care. This is diabolical. I can't believe this. Like, Milwaukee is not a real place. Brookfield is a suburb of Milwaukee. But to risk your career over a man who is cheating and has a whole girlfriend, how is you cool? I guarantee.
And then she gaslit her in the end. Like, you share things, you obviously need higher level of help. Like, you gonna send the girl into a more nervous breakdown.
I made a fake Grindr account to catch my husband cheating, and when he thought he was going to be meeting up with this man for dinner, he was really meeting up with me. Here's part 2 of the story, and let's get into it. The moment I walked into that restaurant, his face went ghost white. He sat completely up, and he honestly looked like he just saw a ghost. And you best motherfucker believe that I looked, maybe not by his standards, but I looked good in the mirror, let me tell you what. I walked straight into that restaurant, straight to his table, sat down, ordered myself a drink, and said, okay babe, let's talk about this. When I tell you, this man tried playing it off, I let this man believe at first that this other person told me about this meetup. He found me on social media, and I can't. He was sitting here trying to spin the truth. And I honestly could not help but laugh when I looked him dead in the face and said, honey, I was the person behind that profile account, and I've seen all the messages on your phone from Grindr, and I know you were into men. And at this point, he has slept with more men than females. This is when he tried telling me it's not cheating because he's with another man, but it only would have been cheating if he was with other females. And in his vows, he said that he would never be with another woman the rest of his life. So now is this man not only cheating on me, but he's trying to fucking gaslight me. I swear to God, this is when I saw red. Like, is it that hard to fucking apologize? Sorry, honey, I like dick. It's not that hard. I guess for a narcissist cheater, it is. This is when I reached into my purse and I grabbed my divorce papers, put them right on the fucking table, and I said, look, this is what's gonna happen. We're getting a divorce, and I'm getting the house, and I'm gonna keep your stupid little fucking secret. Mind you, this man is the president of a huge company. For whatever reason, he doesn't want everyone to know what he actually likes in bed. And I'm willing to keep that secret if he's just willing to give me what the fuck I want out of the divorce. So he agreed to this until he went and met up with an attorney, and this is where it all started to fucking unravel. And this is why I'm no longer gonna keep your fucking dirty little secret. So if you're on Grindr and you're in the Austin, Texas area, Ken's real name is actually Blake. Blake is not 36 like he also says he is on his profile. He's actually 33. And no, he is not a PE teacher. He's the president of a very big company in this area. Oh, my favorite thing of them all, where he says he doesn't have kids, that's a fucking lie. We have 4 kids together. Hopefully this reaches Texas and helps someone out. I made a
Listen, they don't care because most of them dudes are on the DL. And really, I pray that she went and got tested for STDs. That's what I hope really ever came out of this whole thing.
Would you spend $10, $20, or even $100,000 to be white? Well, meet the lady that did. This is Susie Guillory Phipps, and when she found out she was a Negro, oh, she was livid. So one day Susie decided to go get her passport, and to get a passport she needed to bring her birth certificate, and that's when the trouble started. So when Susie was at the State Bureau of Vital Statistics to get her birth certificate, when they pulled it out, she noticed that it said COL for colored, and she went into a panic. She was sick to her stomach. She said that she wasn't light-skinned, she was white. But according to the laws of Louisiana, Susie was a black woman because she had 1/32 of Negro blood, or equivalent to 3%. Susie's claim to Negro ancestry was her 4th great-grandmother, Margarita, who was enslaved by Joseph Guillory. Susie did not care about having one black ancestor. She said she was supposed to be white, so that's why she spent over $20,000 to get her birth certificate changed to white. The state of Louisiana wasn't going to let Susie get white that easy. They also spent their money to ensure to find out how black she was, and they found out that she was more than 3% black. She was almost 10% black, and not only that she was black, but she always knew she was black according to her neighbors, and that she almost caused a race riot by trying to plant her parents in the white section of town. This situation is very unique to America. We're the only country in the world that goes by hypo descent. Every other country in the world, Susie would have never had to fight to be declared white legally. All that good money spent for nothing. Susie had to stay a Negro. Yeah, she lost.
Dang, Susie. All that money and they still make you be a Negro. That's crazy how that one drop rule worked, baby. Nowadays, everybody's like, why do I have to identify? She was just born in the wrong era.
This man abducted this little girl from a sleepover at his sister's house and took her to a neighbor's house in the middle of the night. While he was on the neighbor's porch, a security camera captured this footage of the little girl begging the man to let her go.
Oh, no. Don't tell her. Stop. Get off me.
When the neighbor finally opened the door, he asked, "What is this?" And the abductor answered, "A little girl." The neighbor then grabbed for the little girl and rushed her to safety.
Man,
What are you doing?
tell me, dude. What the f*** are you doing? Little girl.
No. What are you doing?
Man, get the f*** out. Come in. How old are you, dude? Come here.
The man's sister then arrived, and the two became involved in an altercation where the man could be heard yelling, "I wouldn't do that. Check my private parts." Then at one point, the man took off all of his clothes and tried to approach the child again. Police then arrived, and the man was charged with abduction, resisting, and obstruction. The sister claims that the man has brain damage and needs help. Officers spoke with the victim, and she stated that she was staying the night at her friend's house. She said that they were watching movies with popcorn, and they fell asleep. She said she woke up when the man was carrying her outside and screaming. She said that she was trying to kick as hard as possible to get away, but could not.
Can you tell me what happened between you and the officers tonight?
I was helping a little girl cross the street.
And then the officer showed up?
Yes.
This
My thing is, if you know your brother has mental issues, you probably shouldn't have little kids around him, period. Even your daughter, or whoever, like, did the people that were letting their child spend the night know this? Like, there's some things, like, parents, y'all gotta do better jobs of finding out who all over there before y'all start letting y'all kids go over people's houses. Because, yeah, this could have ended worse than what it was.
I'm enjoying a leisurely stroll in the park as a human does, and I thought I would interact with some other humans that I come across. Here comes one now. Hello. I'm J.D. Vance. I'm running for vice president. Hi, it's nice to meet you. So how long have you been walking for? Today or in general? Are you? Good. Oh, wait. I think this is going pretty good so far. Oh, I spot a motherly figure with a smaller human being. Hi, I'm J.D. Vance. How old are you, little girl? I'm 8. 8? Wow, I was 8 once. How about you, Mom? Were you ever 8?
Was I ever 8?
Okay, good.
Mom, can we go home? Yes, honey. Run to the car.
Oh, would you look at that? Another human being with a smaller creature attached to a leash. Hi, I'm J.D. Vance. What's that?
Are you asking what kind of breed he is?
For how long?
For how old he is or how long I've had?
How long have you been walking?
I'm sorry, are you asking how our
Okay, good. I love to mingle with the people. Here comes another one now. Hi, I'm J.D. Vance. How did you install those little wheels under your feet?
You mean my rollerblades?
Okay, good. So how long have you been walking?
Walking where?
Okay, good. My vessel is starting to crave food. I think the next person that I encounter, I'm going to ask them where a donut shop is. Hi, I'm J.D. Vance, Vice President running. Nearest donut shop location, please.
That'll be Beanie's on 7th Street.
J.D. Vance rerouting. Thanks. Okay, good.
All right, have a good day.
I'm enjoying our leash.
That's hilarious. I guess that was his real interaction at the donut shop. Okay, good.
I wish I would have known at 43 about Hall's cough drops. If you struggle with anxiety, no one ever told me, none of my psychologists said, hey, go get cough drops that have menthol in it. They didn't say get Hall's cough drops. They didn't tell me about this. I'm diagnosed with general anxiety disorder, so when anxiety starts to kick in, my biggest struggle is breathing. All of a sudden, I can't breathe. I'm stuck in my thoughts, like I forget to almost like breathe, and I'm gasping for air. Now, because I'm gasping for air, my heart starts racing. I start to sweat. I can feel like ants are on my skin. I start to come into an anxiety attack. Well, no one told me that if I grab Halls, the menthol in these Halls, I pop it in my mouth, guess what it does? It opens up my airways that it almost, I can feel the menthol in like my sinus cavities and stuff, that all of a sudden it takes me out of my brain and out of all this fear into focusing all of a sudden on breathing. All of a sudden my brain and my thought process focuses on breathing. I can feel the breathing, I can feel the menthol, I can feel the coolness in my throat, I can feel the taste, I can taste it now. The cherry flavor, whatever flavor it is, this taste, this breathing is now overwhelming the anxiety, and guess what? The anxiety attack stops. The anxiety goes away. I forget what I even had fear of. Because anxiety is fear of fear. We literally disassociate. We disappear in our thought process and are crippled by fear. And that's where we have struggles when it comes to you feel sick. You feel all of these things because your brain is forgetting some of the natural processes that it should do. And I wish that people would have told me that a lot sooner. I would go to psychiatrists and they'd be like, oh, well, just practice breathing exercises. When I'm in the middle of an anxiety attack or anxiety was coming on, I couldn't think and process to go, what's a breathing exercise I should do? But I could go, you know what, let me grab a Halls, let me grab one of these cough drops in my pocket, pop it in my mouth. No one knew I was having bad anxiety, and next thing you know, I'm focusing on my breathing. I'm not paying attention to anyone around me, and I would ground myself through it, and that's what it's about, man. Trial and error. Find what works for you. For me, Halls cough drops that are real strong with menthol that I can feel up into my sinuses were key on helping me ground through my anxiety attack. Your senses are stronger than anxiety, so find what works for you. Because you matter, it's trial and error, and eventually when you do find a tool that works, it's amazing how it's a game changer.
I don't know if this dude ate a lot of Halls because he was very energetic, but people were saying that peppermints had work as well, and an Altoid. Ooh, those things are spicy. Warheads and Sour Patch Kids work as well. There you go.
We're finding out more about this recent sighting of Wendy Williams. Apparently, she was in New Jersey. I wanted to correct my previous video where I said LA. No, she was in New Jersey at Dr. Sebi's son's holistic store in Newark, New Jersey. So if you missed our previous video, we reported that Wendy Williams was spotted in a rare sighting with her son, Kevin Jr., at this holistic store in New Jersey. And this holistic store is owned by Dr. Sebi's son, Victor Bauman. If you remember the Where is Wendy Williams documentary, Kevin Jr. had said when Wendy Williams was under his care, he had her eating right and trying all different kinds of things. As you also know, Wendy was recently diagnosed with dementia. It will be interesting to see or get an update as to where is Wendy Williams when it comes to the guardianship. How often is her family seeing her? And she looks great, and hopefully this holistic journey will be fruitful for her.
A lot of people hoping Wendy it comes back. I mean, I don't know. I mean, we'll see, huh? I mean, dementia, they say they've come out with all these miraculous things to treat it. I don't know. Maybe Wendy will be a champion story, a great story out of that. Let's get into the real news. See what we got. 40-year-old man from Hampstead, New Hampshire, passed away after contracting the mosquito-borne virus known as Eastern equine encephalitis. Hey. West Nile virus symptoms. Dr. Anthony Fauci reveals the illness. Don't mention his name. You know, people start going crazy if you mention Fauci. As many kids fall behind, schools try a new approach to teach how to read. In the age of technology, it's crazy that kids still don't know how to read. DNA helps ID woman 2 decades after her body was found 2,500 miles away from her home. Normandy is a foster parent they're fostering animals. Leonard Riggio, builder of Barnes & Noble Empire, passes away at 83. Jason and Travis Kelce New Heights podcast deal gives Amazon Wondery and sales distribution rights. That's all I'm saying. I got Kelce in fantasy football. I know he not about to do nothing this season. He gonna be busy doing this stuff. The Paralympics are about to start this weekend and next week. Mexican authorities seized more than 7 tons of suspected cocaine in 2 separate raids in the Pacific Ocean, the country's Navy said, and a dramatic video captured the high-speed chase in the open sea. At Camp Rainbow Gold in Idaho, children battling illness are able to just be kids, having fun in the sun while making friends along the way. Tom Girardi found guilty of embezzling millions that prosecutors say funded his lifestyle seen on Real Housewives. He was the Aaron Brockovich story lawyer. Also, he supposedly had dementia, but I guess they found him fit to be charged and stand trial. So some people have fake dementia. 18 beachgoers in Japan have been bitten by dolphins this year. A 36-page indictment against former President Donald Trump for allegedly attempting to overturn the 2020 election renews focus on his actions during January 6th Capitol attack. The indictment by Special Counsel Jack Smith still accuses him of conspiring to power the events. As conservatives worry over the fate of highly endangered Florida panther, state officials have confirmed 3 kittens have been born and are currently living in Okalokuchi, Slough State Forest. Okalokuchi. Okay. Dog Tag Bakery in Washington, D.C. is more than just a bakery. It's a program that helps veterans and spouses and caregivers transition back to civilian life. Dog finally safe after 555 days of wandering in Massachusetts. How did y'all know the dog was out there that long? Did y'all have a little tag on him or something? And then if you did, why didn't y'all go find him? There's a surge in voter registration among key demographics ahead of November's election. According to data firm TargetSmart, registration is up to more than 175% among young black women. Not shocking. Corey Richens, a Utah mother of 3 who published a children's book about grief after her husband passed away, was later accused of fatally poisoning him. What about this trial is going to be interesting. Lowe's is scaling back on its messaging in support of LGBTQ inclusion with the home improvement retailer following similar steps by Harley-Davidson, John Deere, and Tractor Trailer in downsizing diversity policies. So the heat wave going on. One thing I do before I go outside, because I do go outside and work out a lot, I definitely spray myself down with some bug spray. It's so disgusting, but gotta do it, y'all. This is why I love winter, though. I have to live somewhere where these freaking things go and never return. Let's see. Let's see what I like done here today. So these are people scaling Trump's wall. Very demure, very cutesy. Very nice. Alright, let's see what's going on TMZ. Army Hammer, I'm selling my baby, farewell to the gas guzzler. Khloe Kardashian's daughter True is in the 1st grade now. All to be rich and have your mom put this huge display of balloons every time you go to another grade. The way that these rich kids think this is so normal cracks me up. JD Vance, teachers without biological kids disturb me. Now that I heard that dude's a spoof, I can't not get that out of my voice. Unalive her mom, Susan Smith, OG prosecutor wants to keep her locked up. Yeah, keep her locked up. What she need to get out for? She did the ultimate. LeBron James, Bronny can't call me dad on the court. He could either call me 2, 3, or Bron. That's going to be so weird. I worked with my mom for a little bit, and I never called her by her first name. Always going to be mom. It's going to be so weird, because how do you transition back and forth? Margaret Robbie had her baby bump on display on vacay. Supposedly Vegas is betting on who will be J-Lo's new man, which is crazy. I know J-Lo's not a fan favorite, but y'all don't even let the lady heal. Ads. Patrick Mahomes Sr. pleads guilty to his 3rd felony DWI charge. Hopefully he don't party this much this year. Caitlin Clark has an ankle injury. Alec Baldwin hits the U.S. Open with Hilaria. Her name cracks me up. It is really hilarious. That's the only reason I read that title. Alright. Let's see what else is happening in the news out here. In this world we live in. Cigarette use in the U.S. hits an 80-year low. I can't believe y'all still smoking in 2024. Kamala Harris says, even if aspiring homeowners save for years, it's often still not enough. My administration will provide a first-time home buyers with $25,000 to help with the down payment on a new home. My thing is What if you don't need a down payment? Can I keep the $25,000? That's what I want to know. If your partner cheated on you with your best friend, who are you forgiving? Neither one of them. Y'all can have each other. Those relationships aren't salvageable. Somebody said neither. They both are gone to me. Anyone says otherwise have no self-respect. Somebody said I'm asking God to forgive me. It's okay to just say you won't forgive either and move on. Forgiving myself for what's about to happen next. Neither. What did Biggie say? The kids, the dog, everybody gotta go. Hands are rated E for everyone. Yeah, ain't nobody forgiving that, y'all. Nobody's forgiving that. Trump and Kamala have agreed to a debate on ABC on September 10th. Lil Wayne said he only listens to his music. That would be crazy. I don't even like hearing my voice when I have to re-listen to this. Alright, y'all. Sorry, to my husband, that I don't have a lot of jokes today. I'm just not, it rained today. It's just not, joke land is not giving, but maybe these Reddits will be funny. Let's see. What are you starting to love more as you get older? Being home, doing nothing. It's my favorite thing to do. Quiet days when there's nobody else is around. Myself. I'm really starting to love naps, like no joke, best thing ever. I love to sleep in, so normally on Saturdays, I wake up early just because I'm old, but I always try to come back and make sure I go to sleep. I love that. Somebody said peace and quiet. Somebody said my wife. I thought I was at 100% when we got married. Here I am at 235%, like a bad game of Smash Brothers. Whoa. Love. Somebody says silence. Lots of people saying quiet mornings. Being alone. Vegetables. The chest pockets on shirts. I hate those, but I'm a woman. Those do nothing for women, FYI. I do like a cargo pocket, though. Somebody said my parents. Walking, something about the routine they see in my neighborhood every day. Really? I like looking at the rain. It rained today and it is pretty. What makes a person look older? Definitely hairstyles and makeup and glasses and outfits. Lack of sleep. Bad plastic surgery. Lack of sunscreen. Trying really hard to look younger. Having kids for sure. No hydration. Facial filters. Smoking. Stress. Yeah. Somebody said meth. What's a simple piece of advice that has significantly improved your life? I always like reading these, even though they re-share it all the time. If you can't be feared, do it scared. It's better to ask stupid than do stupid. You can't keep blaming yourself. Blame yourself once and move on. Never accept criticism for someone who you wouldn't accept advice from. That's a good one. You can't control emotions you feel, but you can control the actions you do in regards to your emotions. I spent 89 years worrying about things that might happen that never did. That dude was in World War II. Don't compare your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. It's made me appreciate my own journey and achievements instead of constantly feeling inadequate. Yeah, you don't know what people had to go through to get to where they are, honestly. It's okay to be jealous of someone, but you have to be jealous of the whole package, not just part. For example, if you want to be jealous of their nice house, you have to be jealous of their soul-crushing job, too. Self-abuse is also abuse. Talk to yourself kindly. Don't light yourself on fire to keep others warm. You need to love yourself more than the need to be loved by other people. Focus on things that make you smile, even if they're small, like the perfect cup of coffee or a good book. It's amazing how the little joys can transform you. I definitely try to laugh at something every day. Just something. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. Interchangeable between people. In my case, it was behavior therapy and medication management for my disorder. You don't have to like everything about yourself. Really helps me lean into the radical acceptance for things out of my control. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. Don't spend too much time regretting things in the past. Use those moments to improve your future. When working in a team, if something goes wrong, don't make it a witch hunt. Correct the error and plan how to not make it happen again. That's a great interview question. Somebody asked you about that. It's good. Give that to them. Somebody said, marry the kindest person you know. I wonder if my husband married me for that. I know I married him because he's kind, but I could guarantee he did not marry me for my kindness. I was kind to him, though, I guess. Some of these are so depressing. What's the most messed up things your parents did to you? I'm not reading your parents' business. Am I the a-hole? Some of these, they starting to ask some crazy stuff like, what would you steal? Y'all just be putting anything on the internet. Am I the a-hole for blowing up at my pregnant wife and putting my foot down after her blow up? Probably, but let me see. Created the account because my wife has read it, but thinking I don't care if she can find it, but the account is already created. We're renting a 2-bedroom house for my older man. We'll call him G for this. I don't know how to really describe G, but an older retired military is the closest. This man has been nothing but kind to us he's just been nice. We live in California and the average rent is $2,600 for a 2-bedroom. At first we were a bit skeptical because the house was advertised, but G wanted to meet the tenants personally before anything else. The listing stated $2,500, but it was also stated negotiable. When we met G, I didn't know he liked us or felt sorry because we told him our story, but he offered us the place for $1,600. Any problems we have ever had throughout the 6 years me and my wife had lived in the house was fixed within 48 hours. G is a landlord everyone wishes they had. He isn't money hungry, and if rent is a bit late, he understands as long as you keep him informed. We haven't had issues with him in 6 years. I've asked him why he's renting the house out to us so cheap, and his story broke my heart. He bought the house for his daughter a couple years ago before we moved in, but unfortunately she and her fiance passed away in a car crash, and he couldn't find a heart to sell it, but also didn't want it to stay empty. During COVID, when my wife lost her job and I had to take a pay cut, I called him and told him about the situation. I asked him if it was possible for us to perhaps pay a couple $100 less in rent, and then I'll pay everything back once the COVID stopped. He came over and talked to me and my wife, and after 2 hours of talking, he said that he would forgive half of our rent until the whole COVID thing is done, and then we can go back to the original contract. I can't describe how happy I was. I thanked him with tears in my eyes with $700 saved on the rent. Above it all, the man G is. My wife currently is 5 months pregnant. G has some health scares, so we haven't seen him in 6 months. He came the other day before yesterday to tell us he is healthy again and will again take up the care responsible, so if anything needed, give him a call. He saw my wife obviously the belly and asked her how far along she was, and he just had a smile from ear to ear and saying congratulations. Before he walked off, he said kids are expensive, so as a baby gift for me, let's take rent to $1,000 until the baby's born. Dang, that's really nice. I have no idea why, but for some reason this set my wife off completely. She started yelling at G, calling him an old man that is looking down on us, and that he can take his useless gift and shove it up his butt. She was yelling for like 3 minutes, and every time I tried to stop her, she would get louder and louder. I don't know what got into my wife, but at the end of her rant, she said, if you really want to gift us something for our baby, you should not let us pay rent at all, you stupid effing old man. Dang. G took everything she said and didn't say a word back. His face was just went from happy to emotionless. After my wife was done and he left, I blew up at my wife and asked her what was she thinking. She just started to cry and refused to talk to me the rest of the night. Every time I brought it up, she would start crying again. Yesterday morning before I left to work, I told her she better be ready because ready or not, when I get home, we will talk about it. I got a text from G telling me we have to talk. He asked to meet me at the house at 5 and I agreed. We met at the house and he asked to come in. We sat in the living room and he asked if my wife can join us. He didn't ask why, blah, blah, blah. He said the gift will no longer be happening and he will expect full rent at the end of the month, no excuses. He said the rent will stay $1,600 now until our lease is up for renewal, which is the end of the year. When the lease is over, we are more than welcome to renew. Then he will be charging us market rate for the house. That is more than $1,000 increase. I tried to talk to him, but he refused to listen and then just walked out of the house. My wife was white as a ghost in the coach and stammered, what are we going to do? Because she knows that this increase will lead us back to living paycheck to paycheck. My paycheck is enough to cover literally every single bill until promotion in 14 months. I blew up and told her that this is all because of her. My wife is frantically trying to call G and apologize, but he isn't answering her calls. She knows her part-time job paycheck might not be enough, and I told her we will need to downsize, and she is not happy. I'm not happy with my wife at all, and she is calling me an a-hole because I'm mad at her. 1,000 doesn't sound like a lot for some, but for me it's a lot of money. My wife's paycheck would not have been touched for rent or anything, but now it has to be. Yeah, it's very long. But anyway, he said he asked his wife if the dude did anything to her, but she just said no. I don't know. I mean, yeah, you're not wrong for blowing up at her, but the girl is crazy. I'm gonna pray for you and your baby and your wife, cause she got some serious issues. Listen, y'all. As you can see, my phone is going haywire. So that must mean that it's time for me to go. And my husband's going to hate this because he says, you were abruptly in the podcast. Well, guess what, buddy? I'm abruptly ending again. Y'all have an amazing day. I'll pray for y'all. Y'all stay safe.